We've seen what the Ambazonian Restoration Forces are doing week after week, day after day. We see especially the Ngoki Tunja Bui axis is doing wonders. There's something they would have learned. We've recommended as people who speak either to authority to consider having other counties learning, but the topography, excuses given, is that topography, political setup, like what is happening in Victoria, is is a major concern. And we have a nation that is abusing or harassing civilian population because they want to stay, they are not willing to back down or to surrender. The legality or the laws that govern the rights of these people and how we can help these people fight individuals like Mbela Muki, individuals like Moja Moja who are enforcing this colonial thing. It's important for Ambazonia to take that into consideration. And so we want to ask this question while we give some time for Barrister Fruit to join us. The question we want to ask is how can the international community support the Ambazonian cause? Because this is a very instrumental, this is enough for them to do it. So how can the international community support the Ambazonian cause? The international community can support the Ambazonian cause in several ways. Number one, diplomatic pressure. Governments around the world can exert diplomatic pressure on the colonial government of Cameroon to engage in peaceful dialogue and find a lasting solution to the conflict. This can include issuing statements, summoning ambassadors, and imposing diplomatic sanctions to compel the French Cameroonian government to address the legitimate grievances of the Ambazonian people. The Ambazonian people have a legitimate grievance. We have humanitarian aid. International organizations and the governments can provide humanitarian assistance to the affected population in Ambazonia, which is not what we're witnessing today. This can include funding for food, water, medical supplies, shelter, and other essential needs. Supporting local organizations and NGOs working on the ground can ensure that assistance reaches those who need it, like the IDPs. Number three, mediation and conflict resolution. We understand what is happening in the streets. The international community can encourage and affiliate mediation efforts between the Ambazonian government and La République du Cameroon government by acting as impartial mediators, not like Canada. International organizations or respected individuals can help bring the conflicting parties together to negotiate a peaceful resolution that respects the rights and aspiration of the Ambazonian people. Number four, human rights monitoring. Human rights organizations and international bodies can intensify their monitoring efforts in Ambazonia, documenting and reporting various violations committed by the French Cameroon government or non-state actors like ADF. This helps raise awareness about the atrocities taking place and holds the responsible parties accountable for their actions. Number five, support for refugees. The Ambazonian conflict has resulted in a significant number of refugees fleeing to neighboring countries, even globally. The international community can provide support to these refugees by offering shelter, food, healthcare, education, working with government or parastatals to help them. Additionally, assisting host countries in their efforts to accommodate and integrate Ambazonian refugees can alleviate the burden on their resources on the interim government. Number six, economic sanctions. In the cases where diplomatic efforts fail, the international community can consider imposing targeted economic sanctions on individuals or entities responsible for the abusing the rights or obstructing peaceful resolution. These sanctions can include travel bans, asset freezes, or trade restrictions, aiming to pressure the relevant parties to alter their behavior and engage constructively. Number seven, public awareness and advocacy. Raising public awareness about the Ambazonian conflict, like what we're doing through our media, social media, activism. You must ask yourself at every time you're doing advocacy, can we generate international solidarity and support for the actions that we're doing? This can also put pressure on governments and international organizations to take actions and prioritize finding in peaceful resolution. It is important for the international community to engage in well-rounded approach, combining diplomatic, humanitarian, and advocacy efforts to effectively support the Ambazonian cause. Collaboration, coordination, and sustained commitment to the cause are crucial for making a positive impact and helping Ambazonian people achieve their aspirations for self-determination, self-governing, justice. And the time is now. This is all we, the Ambazonian people, are asking from the international community. My question is this too hard to achieve? Listening to the president the other day, we're made to understand that what is happening between Israel and Hamas is totally wiping the oxygen left in the room for Ambazonia. But this should not be the case because Ambazonia plays a critical role in the Gulf of Guinea. The international community should not take the pretext of the wars that are emerging to play the bidding of France.